This is a 2024 MacBook. Make sure you're getting one that has a good amount of storage because you do not want to be running out of storage mid-semester. You know, if you live in a house with a lot of people, that's just gonna be the reality. Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Victoria, and in today's video we are going to be doing a must-have essentials for the back-to-school season. For context, I am going into my second year of university this fall, and I think in my first year I've learned to differentiate between what I do need and what I don't need. So I just thought I'd make this really quick video to help anyone out if they're wondering what supplies you actually need for university. So the first thing is actually what I'm using now on my notes app. It is an iPad. I think my iPad has been super helpful because it has so many apps that I can download to aid in my studying, and also I just prefer to take notes on my iPad. It just keeps everything together and I don't have to search between 3 different notebooks. I can just have all of my classes on one device. And if you're looking for a good app for notebooks, I'm currently using Note, which is a free app that allows you to have different folders and different basically notebooks, but it's just all on my iPad. And yeah, I really like it. I can take it everywhere with me. It's also good to have another screen besides my computer, and it just makes things more efficient for me. If you don't want to actually get an iPad, if it's too expensive for you, you can just stick to pen and paper, but I would recommend that you get quality ones. As a kid, I would always get dollar store stuff, which does work, but in terms of quality, I don't think they're always the best. Like, a lot of the pencils would break so fast. So maybe investing in better quality notebook if you do plan on taking notes, which also brings me to the next thing, which is quality pencils and pens. I'm getting into the habit recently of, if I do want to take paper notes, I'm using a pen, which honestly I'm now preferring over pencil. I like pencils for when I know I'm going to make a lot of mistakes and stuff, but I like the feel of pen, so getting good quality ones has really helped me instead of just getting the cheap ones that always break. And get ones that write nicely. You can also get cute ones if that's what's going to motivate you to study more. The next thing that you're going to really need is a laptop. I'm currently using the MacBook. This is a 2024 MacBook, and I would just really recommend getting a laptop. You're going to need one. I don't know any school that in this day and age, especially after COVID, doesn't operate off of some form of online school, at least, even if you're going in person. So you need a good quality laptop. I am in the nursing program, so I don't really need a lot of technical stuff with my computer, but always go based off of what your school recommends for you. So I know that some engineering students are told that they specifically need a specific kind of that some engineering students need a specific kind of computer because their softwares only work with some kinds. So just get one based off of what your school wants, but typically MacBooks are pretty good. I just like the ability for me to transition between all of my Apple devices, so that's why I have a MacBook. But honestly, you can get a lot of different kinds of iPads. Like, I saw one of these people in my class, they have an iPad that can actually turn into like a tablet, and they can just write on it. So if you don't want to get an iPad, did I say iPad or a computer? I don't know, but I mean, like, they have a computer that can turn into an iPad. So if you want to get one that looks like that, it's completely up to you. Something that I wanted to mention about your laptop is make sure you're getting one that has a good amount of storage because you do not want to be running out of storage mid-semester. So make sure you get a good one. Sorry guys, I keep on moving around, but hopefully we've now found a good spot. It's by my kitchen though, so you might hear noises. Anyways, bear with me. So the next essential is an emergency kit. Oh, frick. And yes, I do have the cliche, what's it called? The smoke detector thing going off, okay? So don't judge me, please. So the next thing is having a good emergency kit. I personally don't have an emergency kit, but like I have the supplies for the kit. But I would 100% recommend getting a cute bag to store everything in instead of having everything being loose in your backpack. But some key things to put in your emergency kit would be feminine hygiene products, hair ties, perfume, gum, and mints, depending on what you prefer. I personally like both, so I just put both in my bag, but you could prefer one. Hand sanitizer, this will come in handy so much, especially if you're a commuter and you're just touching a lot of handlebars. Definitely get hand sanitizer. You can get any, there's the expensive ones, you can get a Touchland one if you like that feel, or you can just get Purell, doesn't really matter. Tissues, lotion, and cough drops, especially during exam season when everyone's getting sick because they're stressed. You might need a lot of cough drops to protect yourself as well. So I would recommend keeping them in your backpack in a dry place. So don't just keep them loose leaf. That's a mistake that I made. I just put them in my backpack, but it would rain, and so when my bag was wet, all the cough drops would like stick together. So it wasn't very fun. So very much going out of order, but the next thing would be a good quality pencil case. Even though I said before that, mostly I'm doing online notes, still professors can give you loose leaf papers that you might have to annotate in your quizzes and stuff. So getting a nice pencil case, again, if you want it to be aesthetic, go ahead. But the main things to keep in there are the basics like pencils, erasers, whiteout, sticky notes. Oh, a big thing that I wanted to mention that I almost forgot is cue cards. Even if you're not doing speeches or anything, cue cards are great to have in your pencil case because it's good to write down little notes. Like for example, for me, when I have practical tests, I can just quickly write down all the main points that my testers are looking for. I don't know how much I like them changing positions every 5 seconds, but you know, if you live in a house with a lot of people, that's just gonna be the reality of it. But it's okay, we keep it pushing. The next thing are blue light glasses. So I don't actually have blue light glasses yet, but they're on the way, especially if you go to a school where you're going to be on technology a lot. All the teachers are teaching from PowerPoint slides. You have a laptop, you have an iPad, going on your phone all the time. Blue light glasses can really help you. I've heard that it helps to regulate your sleep-wake cycle a bit better, and it reduces the strain on your eyes. So if you can afford it, I would recommend getting some cute blue light glasses just to aid with your eyesight. The next thing are good quality headphones and earbuds. They come in handy all the time. Like if you're commuting and you want to listen to something, you can have that. Headphones are also really good for if you go to a really big school and you find a good study spot on campus. That way you can also drown out a lot of noise. Also in my case, if you live in a really loud house, it just helps to help me focus that little bit more instead of getting distracted. In terms of the headphones I personally have the Sony CH520 headphones. They're pretty good. They're not noise canceling, so that's a bit of a drag, but they do work pretty well. I don't need to turn it up to max volume to hear it, so it works pretty well. I also have AirPods 1, but in my back to school video, you might be getting AirPods. I like having both. I also have wired ones that are just for my laptop. I do want to get the wired ones for my phone because I think I have the Apple or Lightning adapter, but I don't think it's really urgent or necessary because I already have wireless headphones and earbuds, so I'm chilling for now. The next thing is you need a quality backpack or tote bag. It really depends on what your preference is. You can also get a handbag if that's what you prefer, but I currently have a Jansport backpack. It is a little bit rough around the edges, but it has been getting me through the past 3-4-ish years of school. I do want to get a new backpack because the inside is a bit rough. I don't know how, but like the plastic inside of it is shedding, but it has lasted me a long time and it's still in pretty good condition. So maybe I'll get one next year, maybe. Or you could get a tote bag. I personally use a tote bag for my clinicals when I don't want to keep on switching between taking all my school stuff out and putting my clinical stuff in my backpack. That's just a hassle and I can end up forgetting a lot of things. So I just have a tote bag for my clinicals and a backpack for school. And then there are some days where I will bring my tote bag to school. That's only if I'm going for an exam or something and I don't really need that much stuff. The next thing is a quality water bottle. We need to stay hydrated this school year, so getting a nice water bottle, you can get whichever one you want. I know that people like Stanley's or Awala water bottles. I don't know, I haven't tried them, but personally, I have the Lululemon water bottle. I forget what it's called. It's like Fit something. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but I'll put a picture on the screen if anything. And I really like it. I used to do a lot of plastic water bottles, but something that I didn't really like about having a plastic water bottle was that it would never keep my water cold. But if you like your water room temperature, honestly, just get a plastic one. But I personally like having a metal water bottle that can keep my water cold for the whole day, and it's just super cute to refill all the time. The next thing is an umbrella. This is really dependent on the weather of your area, but here where I live, it does rain quite a bit. And honestly, some days, if it's just raining lightly, I'll just wear my sweater or maybe a jacket and I won't bring an umbrella. But for the days where it's pouring outside and I'm commuting, I do need an umbrella, so getting a good quality one. If your current umbrella is broken, I recommend getting a new one for the new school year, just so that things look a bit neater and put together. The next thing is getting a lunchbox or some good quality containers for your lunches. It really does depend on how many classes you have. I don't know how applicable this is because I personally like to cram all of my classes in just a few days. That way I'm home. So that means I'm being on campus for like upwards of 6 hours at a time. So investing in a good lunchbox or good quality containers was really gonna come in handy this semester. Also, this is just to help me because this year I really do want to spend less money on eating outside food and just fast food. It was really tempting to get a lot of Tim Hortons on campus because we have a bunch of Tim Hortons, but this time around I want to make sure that I'm not spending as much money. Hopefully we can get it down to 0, but that's not likely. I'm trying to be involved a lot more on campus, so I'm gonna be there for a long time. So maybe every once in a while I might get outside food, but for the most part, I want to get in the habit of meal prepping and just packing lunches. So I recommend getting a good quality one to start your year off nicely. And then the last thing I would recommend getting for back to school is a Spotify subscription or whatever music platform you use. I got a Spotify subscription after my senior year in high school, and when I tell you, this came in handy so much for my school year, my freshman year of university. I was listening to music all the time. I was also listening to podcasts on my way to school. And I just like being able to download my music. There's no ads between everything. I remember, like, I think my subscription stopped working for like a day and I just felt so taken aback. So I would definitely recommend that you get a Spotify subscription. No ads at all. So hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful. Again, I apologize for me changing the, I don't know if you guys can hear that door close, but I'm sorry for changing the position of my camera like 30 different times this video. Bear with me. Everyone's home right now, so it's a bit difficult filming consistent videos, but I don't even know how consistent I'm gonna be when school starts, but we'll hope for the best. We'll hope for multitasking powers. And again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this, found it helpful. Hopefully you guys have accumulated some good advice and good tips. And tune in for the next videos. Bye!